generate needed revenues for transit and other multimodal choices. For example, congestion pricing opportunities, a vehicle miles traveled pilot program. We'll be looking to influence those as well.
I have a question. Seeing the economy thrive and flourish is very, very promising, especially the green way we're approaching it. But creating all these jobs, are any of you concerned about overpopulation and seeing the explosive growth of Colorado in the West and how it will impact the environment? Is that any one of you?
Our sort of guiding philosophy on that is it's really important as Colorado grows, and Colorado is going to grow. There's forecasting another 2.5 million people over the next 12 years. They're going to come for better or worse. And so the key is, how do we manage that growth? How do we create a development pattern across Colorado's landscapes that protects the things we all love about Colorado, that doesn't result in more traffic jams, loss of agricultural lands, that kind of thing. So a lot of that is about creating vibrant, livable communities, making sure that people have transportation choices so we're not sprawling further and further out. So that's where our focus is on trying to address that issue.
I would actually just add to that, one of the critical pieces of that our community is pushing is this idea behind investing in transportation solutions that make sense. So provided we can build a transit infrastructure in our metro area and beyond, we'll be able to direct development into corridors that are appropriate. And then on top of that, I think it's one of the most exciting points about the building of the new energy economy is that this is going to attract high-tech, high-paying jobs here in Colorado. It already has, and it will continue to do so. So the new energy economy, coupled with protecting and preserving our natural environment, is really critical to continue to bring new blood, new ideas, new money into the state, and we're excited about that.
Pam, do you have an estimate on new jobs from the bills that you've introduced or will be introduced? How many could
I don't have any prospective analysis right now, but it's certainly something that we will be likely coming out with, at least as we solidify the package of bills and be able to make some claims about how much money the state's investing in clean energy jobs, what that could actually look like in terms of hard numbers. And then another critical piece of that is what's going to happen at the federal level and how many dollars we're actually going to be able to see in Colorado go towards clean energy investment and clean energy development. And I know that coming from our community, we'll likely be coming out with a good analysis on that over the next few weeks.
So there's no idea right now from the federal level how much of that $150 billion or whatever is going to come to Colorado, dollar-wise.
I mean, I think a lot of people have ideas, but in terms of putting a hard dollar number on it right now, we don't know. But
is most of that going to go to transportation infrastructure, or will that be spread out all across the green?
I mean, I think we all probably have had different conversations, and it's clearly a moving target right now in DC, but from the conversations I've had, I think there's going to be a substantial amount of money going towards transmission infrastructure, especially in the West, as well as job training programs for new green economy jobs, which is another part of, go back to your question about kind of a package of clean energy legislation, that's going to be a part of it. We're going to see a lot of proposals here in state that are going to kind of build those types of job training programs, as well as just plain old incentives to help build the small-scale solar industry as well as the large-scale solar industry. So I think we can anticipate to see a lot of money flowing to a place like Colorado that's been able to be ahead of the curve on these types of issues, because we have an infrastructure in place. It's going to be more easy for us to make a case to leverage more dollars from the feds. But at the same time, we also have to recognize that folks across the country are going to be seeing clean energy money in a way that they haven't before. So we want to make sure we're continuing to push the envelope, continuing to be ahead of the curve, and continuing to promote innovative proposals like the solar roof bill, which has only been passed in one state nationally. It's been passed in California in 2006. Actually doesn't go into effect until 2011. So if it went through this session, we would be the first state in the country to have something like that in place. Again, we just got to push the envelope so we get more money.
And that makes sense with my next question is, like, a lot of states are claiming they're like becoming the green states. We're investing in green technologies, we're going to have this green corridor and opportunities coming. But Colorado seems to be setting itself apart, and we're battling with a lot of other western states like California and Utah to be the solar headquarters or the hotbed of all these green energies. How do you see us setting ourselves apart? Was it part of your answer there where we've already had these legislations kind of come through for us and the governor's backing it?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a few key things going for us. One, it's really clear that people all across Colorado want to build a new energy economy. back in 2004, the original renewable energy standard that we got in Colorado was because the citizens were ahead of the legislature, and they went to the ballot and said, we want to actually see the growth of this industry in Colorado. The second thing that we have going for us is we have now an administration that has put this at the top of the priority list. So they're continuing, they're going all across the state, all across the country, and internationally in a quest to attract clean energy development into Colorado. And we've seen the fruits of those labors over the past year with, for example, a company like Vestas Wind putting one of their largest manufacturing bases in the country down in Pueblo, Colorado. So that's exciting. And then the third thing is we've got a legislature that's committed to continuing to send signals to investors and companies that Colorado's open for business. We're continuing to pass policies year after year that say the clean energy economy is here to stay, and we have a commitment to it. So I think we'll be able to keep ourselves ahead of the game.
And I would add, though, your point's well taken. We can't rest on our laurels. If Colorado wants to continue being a leader in a new energy economy, it's got to keep moving. And the other point to make is we welcome the competition because we will change the market for renewable energy, energy efficiency, and drive down costs, and that's a great thing for all of us.
What's your response to assertions that the new oil and gas rules are costing this state jobs?
Well, a couple of responses are in order there. One is that the profitability of oil and gas is really driven by economics that are way outside anything related to the rules. It has to do with the price of natural gas, the domestic supply of natural gas, the ability for oil and gas industry to get credit. All of those things right now are driving down gas prices in a way that may affect the industry, and that has nothing to do with the marginal cost of implementing rules in order to make sure that we're not polluting our drinking water. So one is, let's look at the facts there. And the second is, the oil and gas industry is an important part of Colorado's economy, but if you look at employment numbers, the jobs related to mining, as well as oil and gas drilling, are less than 1% of total employment in the state. Important, but not even in the top 10. So we need to protect the rest of our economy, much of which is based on protecting our natural resources, the things that things that make Colorado different, say, than New Jersey. People come to Colorado because of our scenic landscapes, our clean air, our clean water. And we've got to protect that for the sake of our economy as well as because that's what we love about our state.
If I could add a couple of points to build on what Elise just said. I mean, I think if you do look at the facts, it's simply not borne out. The records on drilling rigs operating in Colorado compared to those rigs operating in surrounding states shows no indication that we're doing any worse than, or that we're, in fact, we're doing better than most surrounding states. The whole industry, the whole economy is in a downturn now, but based on the rig counts, the amount of drilling going on in New Mexico and Montana is down this year substantially more than it is in Colorado. I think if you want to look at what the facts are and what's really affecting the industry, take a look at their investor statements and their presentations to stock analysts. Those points don't reflect any concerns about Colorado's roots. What those reports say, what those statements show, is exactly what Elise said. That what's driving this industry are natural gas prices, and in the long term, when gas prices go up again on the